Hello my friends, welcome to this video in which I will show you how to dismantle an Ikea Billy bookshelf. Couple of words up front. We usually have not so much consideration for Ikea furniture. Nevertheless, what you shouldn't forget is that even for building such type of cupboard, Ikea is needing wood and they need to plant a lot of trees, but the problem it's not very good for biodiversity. So that's why we should owe respect to Ikea pieces of furniture. So for dismantling this Billy, let's go. We're starting with what you need. You will be needing this bocal. This is for putting all the screws inside. And of course, we have the basic toolbox, which is absolutely enough. Before starting, a couple of words about the composition of this bookshelf. So this one is interesting for two reasons. The first reason is that you have more shelves than what was provided initially. You know that you can buy very easily additional shelves. And the other thing is that the bottom has been cut for being able to be placed at a place where there was a coffrage, and this can be fixed quite easily. So the structure of this cupboard is quite easy to understand. There are three shelves which are fixed. The top one, the middle one, and the bottom. And the other ones, you can remove them. So we're starting by removing all the mobile shelves and also taking advantage of also taking back all the metal pieces. In case you have difficulties for removing these little metal pieces, have a look at my video about how to dismantle an Ikea type of bookshelf. One little comment about this structure. These are boards which have been cut to the size. And the advantage is that you can put books in different ways. So this can be interesting for having a quick access to the different books. Now will be this bookshelf on the floor. Little comment about how you're placing the bookshelf on the floor. In theory, you have these back panels, very thin, for which you need space for removing them because they are within a groove here. So have a look on how I'm placing the bookshelf on the floor. So now we are dismantling the back panel, and for this we have to remove the nails which are here. If you want to see more details about how to do that, you can watch the video I've already quoted about the Ikea type of bookshelf. Once you've done the upper part, don't forget you have then a row here of nails in the middle, and normally you also have a row on the bottom shelf. Here it's not the case because it has been cut for the coffrage. A couple of words about these nails. So these are the original nails which were provided with this Billy, and despite these little grooves, so they were quite easy to remove, and so it means we can reuse them for mounting it back. Little command in case your nails are not straight anymore, put them into the bin because you won't be able to reuse them. So now this is the moment when you will be needing most place, because we have to remove these boards on the back, meaning you have to have the same length on the other side of the cupboard. So you may see here that there are 3 panes. So we are putting this together before this is reducing the risks of breaking. Now that we've done this, we are turning the bookshelf. So now we're going to remove this part of the bookshelf, and for this we have to unscrew these big pieces here. This little screw here is holding another screw which is inside here and held by this board. So we open it and we do this as many as screws there are, meaning 6 on each side. Another indication, if this is to 90 degrees, you can open the board. For the shelf in the middle, it is below. So here you've seen that it has been cut for being placed on a coffrage. And for this reason I put here some screws, some kind of permanent screws for holding this little piece, and we won't forget that we still have the original screw of the cupboard. So now we can remove the lateral board. So here you see these screws, we have to remove them because it's chipwood, so it's very sensitive to any type of pressure, so very important, you have to remove them. And here the electric screwdriver can be very helpful. One comment about the wood butts, they will be staying either on the horizontal or they will be staying on the lateral board, and here we have to remove them because it will be easier for placing the boards together. So now I'm renewing this operation by removing the screws which are on the other side. Here I can remove it directly. Here we have the same issue than before. There are some screws on the other side. For here I'm turning it this way. This here is an interesting case. You see here that I didn't open the screw correctly, so the screw holding the side stayed in, which made that by removing the board I teared away the chipwood, so that's not so good. For the wood butts, I'm removing the butts here on the horizontal shelves. In case you had a specific way of mounting, you can also let them in so that you find your way back. Further comment, here these screws, sometimes they are made out of metal. If this is the case, when you're removing the board and putting it upside down, then the pieces will fall down, so careful of not losing them. Now I'm removing all the other things which are still on my board. Finally putting everything we found as little pieces into this glass bocal. That's it, my friends. The bookshelf is now dismantled. So we find here on the side the two lateral boards, here the thin board on the back. Then you find here all the shelves. So there's the five mobile shelves and the three fixed shelves. Of course, my bocal en verre with all the screws and the butts. And also we have this piece here. What happens is that it's now much easier for you to move the cupboards. You can put it on the car or on the roof. And it's also a good occasion for me to tell you that I have a video about the tools you need for moving in. I have also another video for the tools you need for moving out. They're not exactly the same. And staying on the Ikea chapter, I also have a video about how to dismantle a PAX. These are the big cupboards for your clothes. It's more or less the same. Two nuances. The first one is that the mobile shelves are fixed in a different way. And the biggest challenge for the PAX dismantling is moving them, because their manipulation is really difficult because of their huge size. But this is something we'll see another time. Having said that, I hope to see you very soon on Happy Hour TV 1. This here, by the way, is a punching bag, and it had been installed very carefully with a big screw on the top. And for this you can have inspiration of my video about how to install a suspended chair, because you need very good hooks on the top. Après l'effort, le réconfort. Ah! Il faudra encore ajuster un peu la longueur.